live.
Live!
Welcome back, guys.
Live!
We are the Trauma Guys. I am Lee. This is...
I'm Fayaz.
And we
That's
are still
right.
doing the social distancing.
We are.
We are going to start this new thing. Every Friday now, we are going to do movies for guys. And I know people say whatever you want to say, but this is our channel, and we want to talk about guy movies, movies that guys love most of all. All right? Whether action, comedy, whatever it is that's a guy movie that fits in a guy category, that's what we're going to talk about. So today, one of our first picks.
So if you got some favorites, hook it up.
Yeah. And hit us up down below. Drop some comments on some guy movies you want us to check out. We'll not only review it and talk about it, we'll tell you guys movies that you should be watching at home during this time. You're sitting at home, you ain't got nothing to do, and maybe you don't know about this movie. We're going to talk about movies for guys.
That's right.
All right. So,
movies for guys.
So today, the movie that we're going to be reviewing and going over is one of our favorite movies. It's called Diggstown. All right.
Diggstown, baby.
So if you don't know about
Hey, Minoso.
Yeah.
Just like that, baby. Just like if you've never seen it, you'll understand once you watch.
Yeah. So basically, the gist of the movie is after being released from a Georgia prison, Gabriel Kane, played by James Wood, teams up with his partner in crime, Fitz, who's Oliver Platt, and they travel to this remote town called Diggstown. All right. It's and when they get there, Kane gets in with some of the wealthiest residents and a former boxing manager. All right, and they go and they want to put on this fight. The best 10 fighters get to fight in 24 hours. One man is going to fight him, and he's an aging boxer whose name is Honey Roy Palmer, who's played by Louis Gossett Jr. All right,
Honey Roy.
Yeah. So that's kind of the basic gist of it. But the movie, we start out in a prison. The first thing we see is a prison, and we see James Woods, and there's this big fight going on in this prison between a couple of prisoners. One of them is Randall Tex Cobb. He's one of the guys in it. He plays one of the characters, kind of somebody they're setting up. So they're in this fight. The prison's watching him, and he helps a guy escape from prison, and that's how he's making his money while he's in prison. He's making money to get while he's in prison until the day he gets paroled and gets out of prison. So
Right. So it's a good movie, and the whole thing is a play on revenge, right? Because his friend ends up dying. He knows the guy's sister. It's a whole thing about revenge. There's gambling involved, and Honey Roy Palmer, right? The bet is what is it? Was it 10 guys?
10 men in 24 hours in one day.
10 men in 24 hours. He's got to fight and beat 10 men in 24 hours. And, it's not, I know what you're thinking. If you've never seen this movie, I know what you're thinking. It's some outlandish, just far-fetched thing. It's not, there's all kinds of gambling involved, the way they pick the fighters.
It's the perfect con. There's
a lot, there's a lot of twists to it. I mean, it's a really good movie, man. It's a really good movie. It's like one of those cult classics.
Yeah. And if you're a fight fan, or if you're a comedy with a twist kind of thing, it's one of those that'll get you in, because it's got its sad parts, it's got its hard parts, it's got its funny parts. It's got everything that you've ever wanted in a movie for guys who like movies, especially. And and it's got the perfect cast: James Woods, Louis Gossett Jr., Oliver Platt, Heather Graham, Randall Tex Cobb, Jim Caviezel. Yep. Jim Caviezel was in that movie, and he was really young. Like, he looks like a kid. Because this is a 90s movie, So, Benny Akitas, if you're a martial arts guy, and especially if you grew up through the 70s, you should know who Benny Akitas is. Well, Benny Akitas is in the movie, but he plays a referee the whole time. But he was the fight choreographer. He helped help build a lot of the fights in the movie.
Benny the Jet, baby.
Yeah, he wasn't one of the only fight choreographers, but he was one of them. But that's why he played the referee in the fight as well. So it has a lot of really great fights. Louis Gossett Jr. does an amazing job. James Woods is like one of the best actors. The con between him and Oliver Platt and how they're setting all this up, it's unbelievable.
It's constantly they're going back and forth, conning each other.
Yeah.
And and it's just it's one of those deals where you think it's going to go one way, and all of a sudden it goes the other way. It's pretty cool how it all plays out. Even though I've seen it, it's still fun to watch if it comes on TV. Yeah. You know what I mean, or whatever it may be.
So this is one of those that you could watch. I've watched 100 times at least. I honestly
absolutely
can tell you easily. It comes on and I'm like, I'm in. It's a great movie. It has great storytelling. There's parts in it about an old boxer who the name was basically after Charles Macomb Diggs is who the guy was, and they talk about how he was one of the greatest boxers and he would never go down. He wouldn't take a fall.
He wouldn't take a dive.
Yeah, for anybody. And so this John Gillian, who's Bruce Dern, he's a character actor. I'm pretty sure if you see his face, you'll know who he is. But Bruce Dern,
you know him, yeah. He's been in a bunch of stuff, yeah.
So, but he basically, drugged him, and he wouldn't go down, and he ended up brain dead. So this whole fight is kind of based around information that they found out on that, information they found on some other things, and a bunch of guys from prison pulling the perfect con on a bunch of guys who pulled a con on a whole town and won it in a day.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It just turns out to be bigger than what you really think it is. So it's a really cool movie. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and it's not even so much about the con and them winning the money. It's about the fact that they got revenge on a guy who was a bad guy, who deserved to go down for what he did to this town and to certain people. So it's a feel-good movie. It's got its sad points that are hard to watch too, but at the same time, once this movie's over, you'll be like telling people about it and you'll want people to watch. And it's definitely a guy's movie. Would you not say it the same?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's a guy's movie all the way. There's probably a few women that would enjoy that movie, but for the most part, that's just it's a guy's movie for the most part. I mean, yeah, there's not a whole lot of. There's some feel good in there, but it's like it's manly feel good.
Yeah,
it's not.
It is. When it comes to it,
even though Heather Graham's in it, and there is some, there is some sadness from a female perspective in that movie for sure, but even then, that still plays more towards, what a guy thinks, because it's you're looking at that like, well, God, man, if that happened to a girl I knew, or if it was my sister, whatever it may be, right? That's kind of the way you get into that whole, thought process. So, it's still
one of my favorite things.
Still a guy thing.
One of my favorite things from this whole movie is James Woods is trying to motivate Louis Gossett Jr. He's like, he's younger than you. You just fought, 19 or 20 rounds. And
he goes, "You're not helping me here."
He's like,
he goes, "You're black." He goes, "You're not helping me."
He said, it's motivation, like that whole roots thing. He said, "You're shit for motivation."
Dude, yeah. So it may not sound funny when you hear it from us, but you gotta watch the movie. Yeah. The whole play on it, it's just awesome. It's just a great flick, man. It's a great flick.
But it has good feeling movie. It's fun. It's funny. It's got its sad points. It's got a lot of action, and
it is an older movie, but it's still great.
It's still good. I think it still holds up. today. To me,
Oh, absolutely.
compared to some movies that are out, I think this holds up better than some of those.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. It's a good movie.
Yeah. So if you want to go and check out Diggstown, it was released August 14th, 1992.
That's right.
So that movie.
1992.
Yeah. So it's getting up there, but it is a fantastic movie and is a movie for guys who like movies. So every Friday we're going to be doing this thing for movies for guys who like movies. We're going to go over some of our favorites. If there's some that you want us to check out, hit us up in the comments down below. Hit us up on our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Anything you want us to check out, let us know. And again, this is a guy's movie. Even if you're a woman and there's a guy's movie that you like or you think is a guy's movie you like to watch with your boyfriend, husband, girlfriend, whoever, hit us up. Let us know.
You know they make you watch. Yeah, check it out.
All right. So until next time, guys, I'm Lee.
He's Lee. I'm Fayaz.
And we're the Trauma Guys.
We're the Trauma Guys.
Till next time, guys. Have a great night.